A very good morning to my dear students. Today we are going to start semester number 2 of class 5 of subject grammar. And the first chapter of semester number 2 is chapter number 5. The name of the chapter is verbs. So do you know what is the meaning of verb? So let's know it. So a verb is a word that express action, being and possession. So, we cannot form a sentence without a verb. Sometimes we use more than one word to form the verb in a sentence. So, there are more than two verbs or one verb in one sentence. So, let's see one example given here. Smita walks in the garden. Here, walks is a verb. She is doing action of walking. So here walks is given, that is one word. In the next sentence it is given Smita is walking. So is and walking both are two words in the garden. Now some verbs express actions like go, sit, run, crawl, scream, etc. Different forms of the verb be tell us what a person or thing is. So we can find out what a person or thing is by the verb be. So the words are is, are, am, was, were, been and being. Secondly, different forms of verb have shows possession or belonging. So by using the verb have, we can know whom the things or the objects belongs to. The words like has, have, had are the verbs. The verb be, have and do can be used both as main verb also and as helping verb also. So let us see their examples. First one, she is a pretty girl. Here is a verb, that is main verb. Ria is going to school. So going is a verb and is helping verb. So here you can see that in first sentence is the main verb and in second sentence is going is an helping verb. Same way the next sentence is given Sam has a pet dog. So whom does the dog belong to? Sam. So here the belonging is given. So has is the main verb. The next sentence, Sam has completed his work. So here has acts as an helping verb. Next sentence, I do my work very fast. So do is an main verb in this sentence. And in the next sentence, he does not go to the bed before 9 p.m. So here does not acts as an helping verb. So you can see that the same word in different sentence, sometimes it is the main verb and sometimes it is helping verb. I hope you all are paying attention and finding it easy to understand. Now the next topic of the chapter is subject verb agreement. So there should be the agreement of subject and verb in a sentence. So let's see what is given in this. The subject and the verb in a sentence must agree in number. Both should be agreed. Example, a worm wriggles in water. So here a worm is a singular subject and wriggles is a singular verb. Now in the next sentence, worms wriggle in water. So here so many worms are there. So it is a plural subject and wriggle is a plural verb. So in the same way, first point, if the subject in a sentence is singular, then the verb also should be singular. So if the subject is singular, then verb also will be singular. For example, the hen lay eggs. Here hen is only one. There is only one hen that lays egg. Then next sentence is given, Rafiq is playing football. So only Rafiq is there and he is playing football. Now in the same way, for plural, so in plural sentence, if the subject in the sentence is plural, then verb also should be plural. Now the same example is given as for singular. But here the principles are different. Hens lay eggs. So here so many hens are there and that lays eggs. So here hens is a plural subject and lay is a plural verb. In the same way, Rafiq and Joseph are playing football. So here two persons are there, Rafiq and Joseph, and they are playing football. So here Rafiq and Joseph are plural subject and playing is plural verb. I hope you all are understanding. The next is given with the words you and I. We always use a plural verb. So whenever the word you or I is given, which verb is used? Plural verb. Okay, for example, you are happy today. So here we cannot say that you is happy today. That is wrong sentence. We have to use plural verb. So the sentence is you are happy today. The next sentence is given, you type with your eyes closed. Amazing. So here you and type both are plural verb. The next sentence is given, I swim very well. I hope you can understand this. Okay, now let's go to the next topic of the chapter. Transitive and intransitive verb. What is the meaning of transitive and intransitive verb? Let us know and understand that. The object in a sentence is the word that receives the action of the verb. So, the object is which is given in the sentence that will receive the action from the verb. For example, my father bought a blue car. So, a blue car is the object, okay, and bought is a verb, that is action word. So here, wherever the object is there, that will be the transitive verb. Let us go in detail. A transitive verb always takes an object. So whenever the verb is transitive, object will always be there. For example, the shelf holds. This is an incomplete sentence. So the transitive verb cannot be without object. So we have to put the object. So the first sentence, the shelf holds, but what it holds that we don't know. The sentence is incomplete. So transitive verb is incomplete without an object. The next sentence, the shelf holds 3 books. Now here the object is given. So the sentence is complete with an object and that is known as transitive verb. The next sentence, an intransitive verb does not take an object. So wherever the verb is intransitive, there is no need of object. The train arrived on time. So here we don't need any object. So that is known as intransitive verb. The next topic is given. Many verbs can be either transitive or intransitive depending on how they are used in a sentence. So there are many verbs which act as transitive and intransitive which are used in sentence. For example, the audience watched the play Julius Caesar. So here watched is a verb and the play Julius Caesar is an object. So here object is given though. So this sentence is known as transitive verb. The next sentence is given. The cook watched while the vegetables were being cut. So here watched is an verb. So here no object is needed and no object is given. So this is known as intransitive verb. So now I will tell you the easy way to find out the verb whether it is transitive or intransitive. So if we ask the question who or what to the verb, then we can know that the sentence is transitive or intransitive. For example, Winnie played cricket. If we ask that Winnie played, then if we ask who question, then there is no answer to that question. But if we ask that Winnie played what, so here cricket is an answer. So if you get the answer, then the verb is transitive, and if we don't get any answer, then the verb is intransitive. In the same way, you will know when you will write the exercise of this chapter. The exercise of this chapter will be provided to you very soon, which you have to write in your CW books. Thank you and have a nice day, my dear children.